What if just 8 simple affirmations could transform the way you experience today? Think about it. Every morning, we wake up carrying fragments of yesterday, the doubts, the regrets, the quiet fears we rarely speak out loud. Sometimes before the day even begins, our energy is already heavy. But what if this morning could be different? What if, instead of waking up and falling back into old patterns, you could raise your vibration, unlock your morning energy, and step into a version of yourself that feels lighter, clearer, and unshakably alive? That is the power of affirmations. These are not just words you repeat. They are intentions you plant in the deepest part of your being, and when spoken with awareness, they can shift your focus, renew your strength, and open the door to a calmer, more grounded you. In Zen, there's a simple truth. When your mind is still, the world becomes clear. But clarity does not arrive by chance. It's cultivated moment by moment, choice by choice. The energy you carry shapes the life you create. And if you want to change your day, you must first change your inner state. In this video, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Shi Heng Yi, we'll explore 8 powerful affirmations designed to quiet the mental noise, awaken your inner strength, restore balance to your morning energy, and help you reconnect with the version of yourself you were always meant to be. Imagine starting your day with a heart free from yesterday's weight. Imagine walking into today knowing you are enough, capable, and unshaken by other people's opinions. You are no longer chasing approval. You are no longer seeking permission. You are simply living in alignment with who you truly are. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the air entering your lungs. This is your reminder. You are here, you are alive, and today holds infinite possibilities. Are you ready to shift your energy? Are you ready to meet yourself at a deeper level? Then stay with me. Together, we'll step into these 8 affirmations and awaken the calm, focused, and powerful energy that has always been within you. Let's begin. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt drained? Not because of the work you do, but because of the people you try to please? In today's video, we'll arrive at the first key point: mastering your energy to live authentically. This isn't just about protecting your energy. It's about taking ownership of your life and no longer living under the weight of other people's expectations. Every day we wake up with a limited amount of energy, like a candle burning softly in the dark. How you choose to use that light determines the quality of your day, your relationships, even your sense of self. But here's the problem. Most of us waste that precious energy trying to prove ourselves, proving we are capable, worthy, lovable. And in that endless chase, we slowly drift away from who we truly are. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us of this. When you depend on the approval of others, you give them the power to control your happiness. Think about it. How much of your life has been shaped by seeking validation? How many times have you said yes when your heart was whispering no? How often have you compromised your peace just to avoid disappointing someone else? The truth is, your energy is sacred. It's not meant to be scattered everywhere. It's not meant to be spent on endless arguments, proving your worth, or chasing approval that may never come. Living authentically means returning home, back to yourself. It means honoring your values even when others don't understand them. It means saying no without guilt, setting boundaries without fear, and trusting that you are enough without anyone's permission. There's a Zen teaching that says, a tree does not bend to please the wind. The tree stands firm, rooted deeply in the earth. The wind may blow in every direction, but the tree does not apologize for being itself. You are that tree. Your roots are your values, your truth, your inner peace. But here's something important. Living authentically doesn't mean you shut the world out. It means you choose consciously where your energy flows. You learn to give from a place of fullness, not exhaustion. You create space for relationships that nourish you, not drain you. Start by asking yourself these 3 questions. Is this worth my energy? Does this align with who I am? Am I doing this from love or from fear? When you practice this kind of awareness, you begin to experience something powerful. Inner freedom. You stop trying to be everything for everyone, and instead, you start becoming exactly who you were meant to be. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling no need to prove anything to anyone. Imagine standing in your truth, quiet and unshakable, Knowing your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. That is what mastering your energy feels like. So as we step into today's journey, remember this. Your peace is priceless, your energy is sacred, and your life is yours to live. Now let's move deeper into this first affirmation together and awaken the calm, powerful, authentic self that has always been within you. Sometimes mastering your energy isn't just about protecting your peace, it's about preparing yourself for the storms ahead. Because here's the truth, life will test you. And this brings us to the next part of our journey in today's video, embracing challenges to forge inner strength. Think about this. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. Your challenges are not here to break you, they are here to shape you. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment of doubt, they are not signs of weakness, but invitations to grow beyond who you were yesterday. Shi Heng Yi often teaches, the obstacle is not the enemy, your reaction to it is. Life does not promise comfort, but it does promise opportunities to become stronger. And strength isn't something you stumble upon by chance. It's something you build slowly through discipline, patience, and persistence. When we face challenges, our first instinct is to resist them, to wish they would disappear. But Zen reminds us of something deeper. Resistance creates suffering. The river doesn't fight the rocks, it flows around them, carving new paths over time. Likewise, when you embrace challenges instead of fighting them, you begin to discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. Think about the hardest moment in your life, the moment you thought you couldn't move forward. And yet, here you are. You survived. You endured. You are stronger today because of what you went through, not in spite of it. That is the power hidden inside every difficulty. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are gateways to deeper wisdom and resilience. Each time you face fear, disappointment, or uncertainty, you're given a chance to redefine who you are. But here's the secret. Discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is the quiet force that keeps you moving when your heart feels heavy and your energy runs low. Shi Heng Yi says, do not wait to feel ready. Act and readiness will follow. Shu. When you choose discipline, you choose growth. You train your mind the same way Shaolin monks train their bodies. Patiently, consistently, intentionally. Every early morning you rise, every extra step you take, every moment you choose persistence over comfort, you're forging your inner strength, brick by brick. Zen teaches us another timeless lesson. The mountain is not conquered by strength, but by each mindful step. Life's challenges are your mountain. You don't need to climb it all at once. You just need to take the next step, and then the one after that. So the next time life throws you into the fire, remember this. You are not fragile. You are not broken. You are being reshaped into someone wiser, steadier, and stronger. Every scar you carry is proof, not of your pain, but of your endurance. Take a deep breath right now. Feel your feet on the ground. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And whatever challenge lies ahead, you already carry the strength to rise above it. As we move forward, hold on to this truth. Every challenge you face is preparing you for the life you are meant to live. And here's the beautiful truth. Every challenge you've faced, every struggle you've endured, has been quietly preparing you for something greater. Because strength isn't just about surviving the storm, it's about learning to trust yourself enough to walk your own path. With that in mind, we'll move into the next part of today's video, empowering yourself and releasing the need for permission. Think about it for a moment. How many dreams have been delayed? Not because you weren't ready, but because you were waiting. Waiting for the right time, the perfect plan, or someone's approval? Here's a quiet but powerful reminder. You don't need permission to begin. You don't need anyone's blessing to change your life, to reinvent yourself, or to follow the path your heart has been whispering to you about. Shi Heng Yi often says, your freedom begins the moment you stop seeking permission to be yourself. The world has taught us to measure our worth by other people's expectations. The job title, the approval of our family, the validation of friends or society. But here's the paradox. The more you chase approval, the further you drift from your own truth. Living fully means trusting your inner compass. It means believing in your intuition, even when others doubt you. It means holding on to your vision, even when no one else can see it yet. And it means honoring your timing instead of waiting for life to give you the signal to start. Ask yourself right now, what dream have I put on hold because I'm afraid of judgment? Where in my life am I seeking permission I don't actually need? What would I begin today if I stopped waiting for approval? When you start trusting yourself, you take your power back. You stop living for applause and begin living with authentic alignment. And that's when something magical happens. Life begins to flow differently. Opportunities open. Energy expands. You stop forcing and start allowing. There's a Zen proverb that says, "The flower does not ask the bee to come, it simply blooms." When you live in alignment with who you are, you become magnetic without even trying. The right people, the right opportunities, the right paths, they naturally flow toward you. But this requires courage, the courage to disappoint others in order to stay true to yourself. The courage to release societal timelines and personal comparisons. The courage to listen when your intuition whispers, "Now is the time." Shi Heng Yi teaches that personal empowerment begins with radical self-trust. Not the kind of trust that waits for evidence, but the kind that leads with faith. You may not see the entire staircase, but you take the first step anyway. Because here's the deeper truth. The life you want won't arrive when everyone agrees with you. It begins the moment you agree with yourself. Take a moment, breathe, feel the quiet strength that rises when you finally choose yourself, your dreams, your vision, your timing. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You don't need to have it all figured out. And you certainly don't need anyone else's permission. Today, choose to empower yourself. Because when you stop waiting for permission, you start creating the life you were always meant to live. Sometimes the most powerful act of self-love is the decision to release what no longer serves you. We've talked about trusting yourself, about giving yourself permission to begin again, to choose differently, to rewrite your story. But there's one more truth you need to embrace deeply. You cannot step into your future if you're still chained to your past. And with that in mind, we'll move into the next part of today's video. Breaking free from the past and rewriting your story. Your past is not your prison. It's your teacher. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every moment of regret was never meant to punish you. They were invitations to grow, to see yourself more clearly, to rise above the version of you that once thought you weren't strong enough. Yet here's what so many of us do without even realizing it. We replay old memories like broken tapes over and over again. We ask ourselves what we could have done differently. We wish we had made better choices, and we carry wounds long after their purpose has been served. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us, the past cannot harm you unless you keep living in it. And he's right. When you stay stuck in your old stories, you're not learning from them, you're reliving them. That is why you feel drained, why your energy is scattered, why peace seems so far away. Without noticing, you give your past the power to define your present and limit your future. But your life is not meant to be lived on repeat. You are not here to replay old chapters. You are here to write new ones. And that begins the moment you forgive yourself, release the grip of shame, and accept this powerful truth. What's behind you does not decide what's ahead. Take a moment and ask yourself, what old story am I still telling myself that keeps me small? Which wounds from the past am I still clinging to that are quietly stealing my energy today? And who could I become if I finally allowed myself to let go? Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean the pain wasn't real, and it certainly doesn't erase what happened. It simply means you're making a conscious choice not to carry it anymore. It's acknowledging the lesson without holding on to the suffering. Think of a tree in autumn. When its leaves begin to wither and fall, the tree doesn't cling to them. Not because the leaves didn't matter, but because the tree knows something deeper. It cannot welcome spring until it lets them go. Your heart works the same way. Some memories were never meant to be carried forever. Some chapters exist only to teach you, then close, so that your soul can have the space to grow, to create, to breathe again. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the mind becomes truly free the moment you stop identifying with your old self. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the person who didn't know better. You are the conscious creator standing here right now, capable of writing an entirely new chapter. This moment, this single breath, is the entry point into freedom. It's where healing begins, where you reclaim your energy, and where you decide to direct it toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. The truth is simple yet profound. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. If you keep looking backward, you'll miss the doors opening right in front of you. So today, choose to release the weight you've been carrying for far too long. Choose to honor your past as a teacher, but no longer as your master. Take what serves you and leave behind what doesn't, because the future you dream of cannot grow in the shadows of yesterday. Step fully into this moment. Step into your power. Create from here, from now, and begin writing the story that only you can write. After we've learned to let go of the past, we find ourselves standing in the present. Lighter, freer, but also facing an important question. What comes next? This is where we move into the next part of today's video. Gratitude for the present, hunger for the future. True growth begins when we learn to honor where we are while still reaching for where we want to be. Gratitude and ambition are not enemies. They are partners. Gratitude roots you in the present, helping you appreciate how far you've come. Ambition pulls you forward, reminding you of the limitless potential that still lies ahead. The problem is, many people misunderstand the balance. Some get trapped in constant striving, always chasing the next goal, never feeling satisfied. Others settle into comfort, convincing themselves that wanting more is selfish or unnecessary. But Shi Heng Yi teaches us a deeper truth. Real fulfillment comes from holding both energies at once. Deep gratitude for what is, and an unshakable hunger for what can be. Take a moment right now to breathe and reflect. Think about everything you once prayed for, hoped for, and worked toward. Much of it is already here. The relationships, the health, the opportunities, the knowledge. Pieces of your life today were once distant dreams. Acknowledging this doesn't mean you stop reaching. It simply reminds you to grow from a place of wholeness, not from lack. When your ambition comes from scarcity, you're constantly chasing without peace. But when your desire comes from inner abundance, everything changes. You no longer seek to fix yourself. Instead, you're drawn to expand yourself. You pursue growth not because you feel incomplete, but because you know you are capable of more. Think of the bamboo plant. For years, it grows quietly underground, developing deep roots before ever breaking the surface. Then, almost overnight, it shoots up rapidly, reaching incredible heights. Gratitude is your roots. Ambition is your growth. Without roots, you'll be unstable. Without growth, you'll stay buried. You need both. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that life is a balance between contentment and curiosity. Contentment allows you to fully embrace the present moment, while curiosity keeps your spirit alive, eager to discover what's possible. This is the art of sustainable motivation. Being at peace with where you are, yet excited about where you're going. Ask yourself today, am I truly appreciating what I have, or am I rushing through life without noticing my blessings? Am I dreaming boldly enough, or have I settled into comfort because I fear failure? What version of myself would emerge if I fully embraced both gratitude and growth? Gratitude doesn't mean staying still. It doesn't mean you stop striving or dreaming. It means you create from a place of strength rather than scarcity. You can honor your journey and still set your sights on the horizon. You can say, I am grateful for today, while also whispering, and I am ready for more. The truth is, your life expands in proportion to your willingness to dream, but your dreams flourish when rooted in appreciation for what you already have. One without the other leads to imbalance, either constant dissatisfaction or quiet stagnation. But together they create harmony. So today, allow yourself to stand firmly in gratitude. Feel the richness of this moment, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've built. Then from this grounded space, dare to envision the life you haven't yet touched. Dream boldly, not because you're incomplete, but because you were born to grow. The secret is simple. Be grateful, but stay hungry. Appreciate the chapter you're living while courageously writing the next one. This is where lasting happiness lives, not in choosing gratitude or growth, but in choosing both. After learning how to balance gratitude and ambition, There's something even more important we must protect on this journey: our inner peace. Because without peace, even your biggest dreams will feel heavy and incomplete. And that's where we move into the next part of today's video: protecting your inner peace and reclaiming your energy. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us, true strength is not in controlling the world, but in mastering your response to it. Inner peace isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, your mind becomes scattered, your energy leaks away, and even small challenges start to feel overwhelming. Protecting your peace begins with recognizing one truth: not everything and not everyone deserves access to your energy. So many of us waste precious strength on people, situations, and habits that drain us. We say yes when we mean no. We stay where we no longer belong. We tolerate chaos because we fear disappointing others. But here's the reality: every time you sacrifice your peace to please someone else, you abandon yourself a little more. And over time, that disconnection becomes exhaustion, mentally, emotionally, even physically. Inner peace begins when you set clear boundaries, not to push people away, but to honor your well-being. Boundaries are not walls, they are bridges to healthier connections. They teach others how to treat you, but more importantly, they teach you how to treat yourself. Start by asking yourself, which relationships in my life nourish me and which ones drain me? Which environments leave me calm and inspired, and which ones make me anxious or restless? Which habits help me grow, and which ones slowly steal my energy without me noticing? Shi Heng Yi teaches that your energy is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Just as you wouldn't give away all your money to people who misuse it, you shouldn't give unlimited access to your emotional and mental energy. Protecting your peace is an act of self-respect. And sometimes, protecting your peace means walking away, calmly, firmly, without guilt. Not every battle deserves your presence. Not every argument needs your response. Sometimes silence is the most powerful statement you can make. Think of a still lake in the early morning. When the surface is undisturbed, it reflects the world perfectly. But the moment you throw stones into it, the water becomes chaotic and clarity disappears. Your mind works the same way. To see clearly, you must learn to step away from the noise, the drama, the endless demands, and return to stillness. Inner peace isn't about avoiding challenges or pretending life is always calm. It's about cultivating the strength to remain centered even when the storm is raging around you. It's about choosing where to place your energy, and sometimes it's about choosing yourself first. So today, ask yourself, where am I giving too much? Where am I staying silent when I should speak my truth? Where am I holding on to chaos instead of releasing it? Remember, you are not responsible for fixing everything or everyone. You are responsible for protecting your energy, your clarity, and your well-being. When your inner world is grounded, your outer world naturally transforms. Shi Heng Yi teaches us that inner peace is the foundation of true freedom. It allows you to move through life without being controlled by chaos, expectations, or other people's opinions. It allows you to hear your intuition clearly, to act with wisdom instead of reaction, and to create a life that feels aligned with your soul. The more you protect your peace, the more powerful you become. Not because you control everything around you, but because you control how you respond within. This is where lasting strength comes from. And this is where true freedom begins. After protecting your inner peace, there comes a moment when life asks you to take the next step. Not by doing more, but by believing more. And that leads us into the next part of today's video: nurturing self-confidence and trusting your own journey. True confidence isn't built by collecting approval from others. It grows quietly within, rooted in your ability to trust yourself. It's the calm knowing that no matter what unfolds, you will find a way forward. It's choosing faith in your strength over fear of judgment. Shi Heng Yi teaches, when you stop seeking validation from outside, you start discovering your true power. Too often, we let other people's voices become louder than our own. We measure our worth by likes, opinions, and expectations, forgetting that the deepest wisdom is already within us. Self-confidence begins the moment you decide to listen inward more than outward. Your intuition, your experience, your vision, these are your greatest guides, but you have to be willing to trust them, even when the world disagrees, even when nobody else sees what you see. Think of a mountain climber halfway up a steep slope. The path is unclear, The wind is strong and doubts creep in, but the climber keeps moving, not because the conditions are easy, but because they trust their training, their instincts, their inner strength. That's what self-confidence feels like. You move forward not because you know exactly how, but because you trust that you'll figure it out. The journey of confidence is not about never feeling fear. It's about learning to act despite fear. You may stumble. You may question yourself. You may face rejection. But every time you rise again, you build proof, living evidence that you are stronger than you think. Shi Heng Yi often reminds us, confidence is not the absence of doubt, it is the courage to move with it. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many opportunities have I turned away from because I doubted myself? How many dreams have I delayed because I waited for someone else's permission? What would my life look like if I fully trusted my ability to handle whatever comes? Confidence also grows when you shift your focus from perfection to progress. When you understand that every challenge, every setback, every failure carries a hidden lesson, you stop fearing mistakes and start welcoming growth. You begin to see yourself not as broken, but as someone becoming. Imagine planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, nurture it, give it sunlight, and in time it breaks through the soil, reaching for the light. Your personal growth works the same way. Trust that your efforts are leading you somewhere meaningful, even when results aren't visible yet. And here's the paradox. When you fully trust yourself, the world begins to trust you too. Opportunities align. People gravitate toward your energy. You stop forcing outcomes and start attracting them. Because self-confidence isn't loud, it's magnetic. Shi Heng Yi teaches that self-trust is the foundation of freedom. When you know your value, you stop begging for permission. You create your own path aligned with your vision and purpose. And that's when life starts flowing instead of feeling like a constant uphill battle. So today, choose to believe in yourself a little more than you did yesterday. Choose to honor your inner voice over the noise around you. Choose to trust the process, not because you know the future, but because you know yourself. Confidence doesn't happen overnight, but it grows every time you decide to show up for yourself. And when you do, the life you've been dreaming of will no longer feel distant. It will begin unfolding, one courageous step at a time. When you begin trusting yourself and honoring your inner voice, something shifts. You start asking deeper questions, not just, what do I want, but why am I here? And that brings us to the final part of today's video, living with purpose and creating true value. A meaningful life doesn't begin with external success. It begins with clarity. When you know what you stand for, every decision becomes simpler. You stop running in circles, chasing validation, and instead, you move with intention. Shi Heng Yi often says, without direction, energy is wasted. When you lack a clear vision, you get pulled into distractions, comparing your path to everyone else's. But when your purpose is clear, your actions align naturally. You start choosing what truly matters instead of being busy with what doesn't. Living with purpose is not about filling your schedule. It's about filling your soul. It's asking yourself, does this decision move me closer to who I want to become? If the answer is no, you release it. Purpose becomes the compass, guiding your time, your energy, and your relationships. But purpose isn't something you find overnight. It's something you create. You uncover it by reflecting on your values, your strengths, your unique way of serving others. Purpose grows in the space where passion meets contribution, where what you love doing also makes a difference for someone else. Think about it. The people you admire most, teachers, innovators, healers, creators, they didn't just chase success, they created value. They focused less on being seen and more on making an impact. And as a result, the world naturally noticed them. Shi Heng Yi teaches that value attracts value. Martin, when you bring something meaningful to the table, whether it's your skills, wisdom, compassion, or creativity, opportunities begin to find you. Relationships become deeper. Success becomes a byproduct, not the goal. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what kind of value do I want to create in the lives of others? What do I want my days, my actions, my legacy to stand for? And if nothing else changed, would I still feel proud of the life I'm living today? Living with purpose also gives you resilience. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, setbacks don't break you, they shape you. Distractions lose their power. The opinions of others stop controlling your direction. You wake up each morning with clarity instead of chaos. But here's the paradox. Living with purpose doesn't mean chasing endless achievements. It's not about doing more, it's about being more intentional. It's about aligning your choices with your values so that your life feels meaningful, not just productive. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake at sunrise. The world is quiet. In that silence, you realize how little you actually need to feel fulfilled. A sense of direction, contribution, and connection. That is the essence of a purposeful life. Moving with clarity, giving from the heart, and growing beyond yourself. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, true happiness is not in having, but in becoming. Fulfillment comes when your daily actions reflect the bigger story you're here to tell. It's knowing that your life adds meaning, not just for you, but for others too. So today, choose to live deliberately. Choose to create instead of consume. Choose to measure success by the value you bring, not the applause you receive. Because when you live with purpose, you don't have to chase happiness. It flows naturally from the impact you create. This is the invitation life is offering you right now, to stop drifting and start directing, to stop waiting and start creating, to build a life so aligned with your heart that every step feels intentional. The truth is simple. When you live with purpose and create true value, success and fulfillment stop being destinations. They become the natural state of your journey. Take a deep breath. Right here, right now, I want you to pause and feel this moment, because this is where your life is truly happening. Everything we've explored today, self-mastery, resilience, trust, purpose, all of it comes down to this one truth. You already have everything you need inside you. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your doubts. You are not waiting for someone to give you permission to live fully. You are the author. You are the creator. You are the path. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that a calm mind creates a powerful life. When you protect your inner peace, your energy becomes unshakable. When you align your actions with your values, your days become meaningful. And when you live with intention, life stops happening to you. It begins happening through you. But remember this, transformation isn't a single moment. It's a practice. Every morning you wake up with a choice. Do you carry the same old stories? Or do you write a new chapter? Do you follow the noise of the world? Or do you listen to the quiet wisdom within? Do you drift? Or do you choose to live deliberately? Your life doesn't change when you know more. It changes when you choose differently. And every single small choice, to pause, to breathe, to be present, to realign, becomes a brick in the foundation of the life you are here to create. So I want to invite you to do something powerful right now. Close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and silently say to yourself, I am enough, I am capable, I am exactly where I need to be, and I am ready for what comes next. If that resonates with you, leave a comment below with I'm ready, because when you declare it, you activate it. And if today's video touched something inside you, I promise you, what's coming next will take you even deeper. In the upcoming videos, we'll explore advanced Zen techniques, powerful mindfulness practices, and Shi Heng Yi's teachings to help you master your energy, rewrite your inner stories, and step into the life you were born to live. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And this moment, this breath, this choice is where it all begins. So take one last deep breath with me. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the life moving through you. And know this, you are not just living, you are creating. This is your time. This is your path. And the next chapter starts now.